So we're going to go ahead and create the dimensions and liters that are shown in the example. Let me preview that example for you. Here it is. You may want to open the PDF example that's in your Canvas and use that tiled on your screen as a reference while you're creating the dimensions and the liters for this drawing. Let me show you how to do that. So if we go to Canvas, have our assignment. I'm sorry, I'm in editing mode, but you can open your assignment. Looks like it's going to download first and then open it. Okay, so we have that to view, and I'm going to set that as a separate screen over here on the side and do some tiling so I can see both at one time. Okay, so now I have the example over on the right side and the drawing that we're working on the left. I'm going to go ahead and go through our setups really quickly again, and so you can see that when I've shrunk the program down, we have a little bit less of a preview for each of the our command boxes that we've used in the past, but we can go through to annotative. And we should already have the text style set up from previous drawings. And dimension style, you can refer to the previous exercises to look at how to create those dimension styles, our OH200. So I'll just go ahead and preview that for you. The lines are set up just like this. So if you want to take a quick look at our settings, our symbols and arrows, our text, fit, and primary units. And hit OK. This will be the style that we're using. Set current and hit close. To begin dimensioning, we're going to want to do our quick dimension and be sure that our snaps are turned on. So the snaps that we'd like to have on, I have almost all of them on, so that's going to be a little bit confusing. So let me go ahead and turn a few of them off just so we're not snapping to quite so many things. So that'll be a little bit better. Have endpoint, midpoint, center, geometric center, quadrant, intersection, perpendicular. Don't believe we'll use tangent, and parallel in there. So I'm going to start by creating these dimensions down at the bottom of the screen. And if you have a point where they are aligned, so we have this endpoint, but a little bit further down the screen, this is also the same alignment in the horizontal direction. So you can click on that endpoint. And we have a second endpoint. And just drag that down a little bit off of the other information in the drawing and select with your mouse to enter that location. Now, like we talked about before, we want to continue this dimension line, so we're not starting from the beginning. We're going to the next point in space, and we're going to go to the geometric center of the fountain, the end point of the seat wall, to the end point of the walkway. You may need to use your scroll button to zoom in and out just to make sure you get that exact location. So it looks like we have it. Click, and then to the outside, and click again. And hit enter, and enter again, and that should exit our command. Close that. Okay, to go in the opposite direction. Zoom in a little bit, and again, dimensioning our quick dimension. And we can start at this very end point and move to this end point and drag that off until it's not conflicting with any information on the plan. Use our snaps to select the endpoint of that. Oops, I'm sorry. We want to do our dimension continue. So because I interrupted that, I'll type DIM and hit enter, and CO and hit enter, and now select the dimension line that we're going to continue and select the next endpoint and hit and select with the mouse. Select again with the mouse to the next point, and our final point is the end of the step paver, and hit enter. We're done. Hit enter again and twice more, and that will complete the command. In the dimensions right here, if you zoom in really close, it's a little hard to see. I've chosen that this is the center line of the fountain. So in order to create the center line of the fountain, we're going to need to use the mtext command. So that was T and hit enter. And we just need a little point, something like that. When we go up to this bar up at the top, we're going to want to insert a symbol. So under the insert command, click symbol, and we're going to scroll down and use the center line symbol. And once that shows up, hit close. And you can move the center line over that line right there. I'm going to go ahead and copy, CO for copy, and hit enter. Select the objects, hit enter, and put a second one up here along the line. Now we have the center line labeled twice, and that should be fairly easy to see.